Today I will do a totally different video. It's like a reaction video between Destiny and Asmongold. And there are things I want to say and express my opinion because I agree and disagree with both of them in some issues. Let's watch the video.
You have no business being anywhere near media commentary.
My favorite part about this guy was when somebody posted a video of when there were riots and things were burning down in LA in 2020, and then he corrected them. He says, guys, this isn't from 2025, this is from 2020. Which is like, basically, okay, so you let this happen twice? How does that happen? This time I fucked up. That was last time I fucked up.
Putting our people, our officers, and even our National Guard at risk. California may be...
How is it? Wait, so it's Gavin Newsom's fault with the for the BLM riots or whatever, but these riots were happening all over the country. It's not Trump's fault. And now there are riots that are about to happen all over the country now, or they're happening in Texas, or happening in California. You notice how when Trump isn't president, notice how shit is fucked up everywhere? Well, like, what the fuck? Hello? How is there no awareness of like,
be first, but it clearly will not
what?
end here. Other states are next.
That's
Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault.
A vote happens, you lose the vote. The person who wins the vote,
Officers and even our National Guard at risk. California may be...
how is it? Wait, so it's Gavin Newsom's fault with the for the BLM riots or whatever, but these riots were happening all over the country. It's not Trump's fault. And now there are riots that are about to happen all over the country now, or they're happening in Texas, or happening in California. You notice how when Trump isn't president, notice how shit is fucked up everywhere? Well, like, what the fuck? Hello? How is there no awareness of like,
be first, but it clearly will
risk
not
what?
end here. Other states are next.
That's
Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault.
a vote happens, you lose the vote. The person who wins the vote does the thing that they said they were going to happens.
Is next. California may be first, but it clearly will
risk
not
what?
end here. Other states are next.
That's
Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault.
A vote happens, you lose the vote. The person who wins the vote does the thing that they said they were going to do. You don't like it. Democracy is under attack.
That's an interesting series of statements that have no relation to each other. I think the reason why people are saying democracy is under attack is because the president and the people that are working in his cabinet have repeatedly said that they have no desire to follow the rulings of any of the judges. They are trying to attack the ability for judges to even issue rulings. They're trying to attack the concept of an injunction. They're saying that they have the last word on the law. They won't say that they'll follow every... I think there's a billion different reasons why people are saying democracy is under attack, and it has nothing to do with the fact that they lost. If you're looking for...
When a vote happens, there is a winner and a loser. In this protest that happened in the US, the protesters were people that probably didn't vote for Trump. So they have every right to protest peacefully, always. And as for the Destiny's claim is because the government Trump made right now, they don't trust what is happening in the law. They don't trust the judges. They don't trust anything. And that's why they want to force the law and do it by their own political agenda and the idea of what is right and what is wrong.
For an example of somebody saying democracy is under attack because we lost, a really good example of that would be the current president, who to this day maintains that he won 2020, but that the election was fucking rigged. But, you know.
Something that this claim, it will be used for the rest of the 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency. And we will watch Trump and the left use it repeatedly in the next few years.
That's crazy.
Before our eyes.
But the president says federal troops are helping save the city. called him up to tell him, got to do a better job. He's doing a bad job, causing a lot of death and a lot of potential death. If we didn't send out the National Guard, and last time we gave him a little additional help, you would have, Los Angeles would be burning right now.
Joining us now, the United States Attorney General Pam Bondi. Madam Attorney General, thanks so much for joining the program.
Thanks, Lawrence.
So tell me about this lawsuit, and what do you make of the governor blaming the president for the actions of illegals in this country not
It's not
abiding?
just ego. No, it's the fact that like they use these illegal aliens to increase the amount of votes and the amount of influence that to increase the amount of influence that they have in politics. So like you're using these people basically as like a, like a population buff. And so you get more votes and you get more accountability, or not accountability, but you get more representation.
What? There's a retarded version of his argument that has to do with illegals voting directly, which is stupid. And then there's a more subtle, but even more retarded version of the argument that some people are typing in about how the census counts illegals and that can lead to a greater electoral count or whatever bullshit. The last article that I read about this on 538 that had to do with representation changing because illegals, anybody that lives in an area is counted towards your House of Representatives count or whatever. My understanding is right now Republicans have a net one benefit as a result of illegal immigrants in this country. If none of those people were counted, then chances are it would benefit the Democrats by one vote, is my understanding. Somebody can find that 538 article if you want, but they go through and they math out because there are a lot of illegals in places that are heavily conservative. I think like Texas and I would have to go back and read the article, but I don't think that the benefit, I don't think there's a massive benefit there for Democrats. Like we're getting a ton of representation as a result of illegals being counted in areas. I'm pretty sure the net favorability was to conservatives there.
Includes Californians.
In this argument, you don't know. First of all, the big issue is you don't know how many illegals are in the US. That's why you call them illegals, because you don't have the numbers. First is this. You can make the argument that these illegals, if they get the chance to vote, they will vote for the left, for the Democrats. Some of them might even vote for Republicans. I have friends in the US that vote Republicans. They voted for the Republicans this year. And I want to be make it clear that these people were immigrants a few years back. So you can't know what is in everyone's head. So they might join the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. You don't know.
If Gavin Newsom isn't going to protect them, we are.
But I don't even know if Asmon knows anything about that. I think Asmon is just alluding to the first stupid theory of illegal immigrants voting.
To make America safe again, we're going to protect Americans, and that includes Californians. If Gavin Newsom isn't going to protect them, we are. He also failed to declare an economic disaster. Had he done that, Kelly Loeffler and the Small Business Administration could have come in and helped all those businesses that were being looted. We could have given them federal funding, but he's refusing to help even his own small businesses in California. And if you loot a business in California...
Like, just think about how stupid you have to be, or not stupid, how ideologically captured you have to be if you're Asmongold listening to this. Like, just listen to the words that oh my God. One of my favorite things, and then one of the most horrifying things, is this admin, Richard Hanania, I think identified this really well. This admin is a really great IQ test. It's a really great intellectual honesty test. These people that are speaking now, there is no more mask and there is no more subtlety. They're just full-on authoritarian fucking losers. And they just say outright propaganda unhinged. And if there are people that believe this stuff, you are clueless. You're either not qualified, not smart enough, or so ideologically captured. You have no business being anywhere near media commentary, right? You're telling me that Donald Trump, the guy who was playing games with FEMA funding when California was undergoing wildfires, you're saying that guy is so concerned with the well-being of Californians that he's mobilizing the National Guard to protect them against illegal immigrants? Like, in what world are these two things possible? Like, it's obviously fucking bullshit. Like, that's so obviously stupid. It's an obvious bullshit statement. If you believe that, there's something wrong with you.
California, during this, we're charging you.
Destiny's argument here is a little bit off because from the perspective of the president, he wants to make it as safe as possible. That's his job. And that's why he wanted to bypass the California's governor. No matter how we look at it, Donald Trump might like or dislike the Californians. We don't know that. The people live in California. We don't know that. You can't expect to know everything. If he wants to support the people, he said he sent it the National Guard to make the situation better or worse. But this is the decision of governor if he wants the president to send help.
With robbery under the Hobbs Act. No longer are the days of non-prosecution for looting. It's a criminal act. You've seen on the news all these stores being burglarized, vandalized.
I'm waiting on that to happen. Like, yeah.
All of our police officers, all of our...
Like, at what point do you take a step back and go, okay, well, let's just take stock. Where are we right now? We're still going on a back and forth trade war with the entire world. We have 0 deals signed as a result of it. Pretty sure treasury yields are still up. Markets are down from where they should be. Absolutely. Canada and Mexico fucking hate us now. The European Union doesn't like us anymore. Conflict has escalated in Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine is getting huge strikes on Russia now.
Because he made many points, I will lose track of them. About the deals Donald Trump made. He made some deals worth billions. This is something. This is a start. Markets are down for over a year now. This is not the fault of Donald Trump, and I don't think that a president can change that. Yes, I said it. I don't think that a president can change that. Even the president of US. This is a world problem. You can't blame one guy for everything. Canada and Mexico, okay, maybe. I don't think Mexico really liked US for many years now. Canada, yeah, okay. Canada has many issues in the government and for the people living there. And European Union doesn't like us. I want to stand here because I know many more things about the European Union than everything else Destiny said. Yes, there are some governments inside Europe that they don't like Donald Trump. But the majority of people and some governments do like him. There's, for instance, Poland. Germany started to change. And they have a plan inside Europe to change a few things. Some things that Donald Trump wanted to change in Europe. For instance, the military. Because he doesn't want to support Europe every time it needs help.
Conflict has escalated in Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine is getting huge strikes on Russia now.
Yes, the conflict will continue for a long time, apparently, because Donald Trump said that he will end the conflict in just a few days. Or no, he said in one day he will stop it. But at this point, I believe that Russia tries to show to the world that is a strong government, a strong country, and they will not be pushed back from what they've done. I don't know how this will end for Russia, but people need to stop this war.
That conflict was not solved on day one, like Trump promised. The huge peace agreement, ceasefire that Trump bragged about, that Witkoff supposedly secured between Hamas and the U.S., has fallen apart, obviously. Conflict still rages on there. Israel is now attacking Iran directly. Iran has said they're no longer willing to negotiate with the United States regarding a nuclear deal. Domestically, we aren't seeing any of the positive results that we were promised. I guess illegal immigration is down. I mean, all immigration is down. Nobody wants to come to this fucking country right now. Like, where are we? What's happened? Like, what the fuck is going on? We have nothing in... Doge was a complete and utter failure in finding anything. I think the House passed their big, beautiful bill, which I believe solidifies, was it $17 billion of Doge cuts? I think the majority of which are cut from USAID and like $1 billion from Medicaid. So 17 billion is what we got. Wait, 9 billion? Somebody said 9 billion. Doge cuts, House bill. Oh, sorry. The House narrowly approved legislation Thursday to cancel more than $9 billion in funding for global health. I think this is mainly USAID stuff. And for, not for Medicaid, for public radio and TV stations, because obviously PBS and NPR were destroying the country. It's just, what are we doing here? Big, beautiful bill, massive explosion in the debt and the deficit on a 10-year time horizon, instantaneously, like on every single measure. And that's not even to get into the scumbag shit. The $sign Trump coin, the $sign Melania coin, the targeting of law firms, of college institutions, the Eric Adams shit, the $5 million gold card. Like, it's just so cringe.
Federal, state, local law enforcement officers being abused out there.
The plane from Qatar, yeah.
California.
Yeah, Signal Gate. I don't even know how to... Bro, it's so much.
All of our police officers, all of our federal, state, local law enforcement officers being abused out there, trying to keep California safe. Jointly, we've all made over 190 arrests. More coming. If you hit a police officer, you assault a police officer, state or federal, we are coming after you.
Thank God.
So Molotov cocktails, no longer.
So tell us, the other day, I think it was a couple days ago on Sean Hannity's show, you released the FBI warrant out for this masked guy that was throwing bricks at the cops.
Yeah, they got him.
What's the latest on that investigation?
They got his ass.
The other individuals that were throwing the bricks at the cops.
Yeah. More illegals counted in the census? Yeah, that's the reason why.
Is coming. He is now on the most wanted list. He is on the run, and that's where he better be. He should turn himself in because he is looking at federal prison time. They're going to find you. He thought he could wear a mask and get away with this, but with our technology now and incredible law enforcement work with FBI, DEA, ATF, working with ICE, working with Homeland Security, we're coming after you. We're getting these videos. We're seeing what you're doing. We're finding you. This guy's face is all over the news now, and we are going to catch him.
We're seeing a connection between these individuals on the street. You got the pro-Hamas crowd. You got the Greenies. You got the...
It's crazy how they support literal terrorists, man. Like, I can understand, like, the whole Free Palestine thing. I get it, but like, you really going to support terrorists? I mean, like, can't you, like, it doesn't have to be both, man.
Occupy Wall Street people.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got these people that want to advocate for the illegals to stay in this country. I want to bring you to this DOJ case that you guys just opened against an Oakland coffee shop that were refusing service for Jewish customers. What's the latest on that?
Lauren.
Are we really doing this again? Are we doing this shit again? God damn, man.
Bro, politics on Twitch is fucking cooked. Holy shit. Oh my God.
We shouldn't live in the world in which we live, where you would name a coffee shop.
It's not just on Twitch, but basically everywhere.
Another
Jerusalem coffee shop. Yeah, when a Jewish person comes in there, they're mocked, they're told to leave, they're said horrible names to because they're wearing a Jewish hat or a Jewish star. We're not going to put up with that. Under Title II, they
not the Jewish hats.
Cannot do that in our country. Listen to what else they did. After the October 7th anniversary, said horrible names to coffee shop. We shouldn't live in the world in which we live, where you would name a coffee shop. Jerusalem coffee shop. Yeah, when a Jewish person comes in there, they're mocked, they're told to leave, they're said horrible names to.
Jerusalem, mocked and told to leave by who? By customers? Because customers say whatever the fuck they want. What do you mean?
Because they're wearing a Jewish hat or a Jewish star. We're not going to put up with that.
If the owners were doing it, that's no good. I don't think you're allowed to do that. But
under Title II, they cannot do that in our country. Listen to what else they did.
I agree with Destiny on that. If they are customers, you can say whatever you want. But if you are the owner...
Oh, well, that's not good.
October 7th anniversary, that horrific day, the anniversary of October 7th. After that, they added...
What does this text say?
New drinks to the menu. One was...
Oh, God, here we go.
Sweet Sinwar, in honor, a tribute to the leader of Hamas who tortured Jews, who orchestrated the October 7th attacks. That's the world in which we're living, that they do a drink honoring him and can't do that. And
oh
so
my God.
we've
Okay, close your eyes. Somebody told me this a while ago. I read this back in high school. Close your eyes. Okay. Okay. Think of a donut. Just imagine. Think of a donut. All right. Think of the donut. Then think of a person. And then think of an elephant. And then think of the Eiffel Tower, okay? Okay. Open your eyes. Take a deep breath. One of the, something I read a long time ago is that regardless of like the physical size of a thing, when you think of a thing, it's kind of all the same size on your mind. I don't know if that makes sense if I say that in words, but concepts and things don't have like a physical space in your mind when you're conceptualizing. It just kind of is like there. I think that this applies equally to news and stuff that you hear as well. Why, like, you should immediately wonder what's going on right now. The President of the United States has enacted multiple unhinged orders based on alien invasions, based on insurrection, whatever, to deport people from this country. He has federalized 4,000 troops of the National Guard in California, sending in the Marines. He's doing all this stuff, okay? Now we've got the governor of California and the mayor fighting against this, right? Why are we dedicating time on a news broadcast? Why are we dedicating any conceptual space in our brain? Not to say that this is good. Obviously, I disagree with that, and it's probably legal. Why do we give a fuck about what like a coffee shop owner is doing for Jewish customers? Like, it's bad, sure, but what the fuck?
the menu. One was
The answer is pretty simple, because we need to pass a verdict of our idea what is right and what is wrong. I don't understand which channel is this, but if, let's say, it's a right-wing channel, we will play this story so people will see that, oh, these guys don't serve coffee and humiliate Jews and stuff like that, just to prove a point and nothing else. We live at this time of the world that we decide what the news are and not what is right and what is wrong, and say the full story.
Oh God, here we go.
Sweet Sinwar, in honor, a tribute to the leader of Hamas who tortured Jews, who orchestrated the October 7th attacks. That's the world in which we're living, that they do a drink honoring him and can't do that. And
oh
so
my God.
we've sued them, and we're going to stop this from happening. And anywhere in the country, if you do this, we're coming after you. Cannot do this.
I mean, that's pretty egregious. I didn't know about the drink Yahya Sinwar who orchestrated the mass.
That's pretty egregious. I didn't know about this. Yeah, no you didn't know about it, you fucking retard. It's a random coffee shop in LA, I guess. Why the fuck would you know about it? There's probably 1 million coffee shops in LA. You're talking to the Attorney General of the Department of Justice of the United States of America. Why is she talking about it? Well, there's got to be something more legally pressing or relevant to talk about than this.
It's like watching fillers in anime on this. So you have the news for, let's say, 1 hour straight, okay, at this time. And you need to fill this time, and you put this coffee shop. It reminds me exactly like that, just to fill up the dead space.
That's a bit much, right? Who cares? I mean, I think it's more that, I mean, you can't deny people service because they're part of a certain religion. I mean, like, we are a part of an ethnic group. Like, we already went through this whole thing. I don't know how this is happening over again.
mastermind. He said his piece when Israel took him out for the tragedy that he brought down on him. This is what their attorney is saying in response to this lawsuit. This is our view, is very much a political attack, and anti-Semitism, which is a very real problem in this country and in the world, is being distorted and weaponized. I mean, that reads like something straight out of Hamas's media organization.
Yeah, sure.
Spin this.
History repeats itself? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, they are promoting the anti-Semitism, not only promoting it, encouraging it throughout our country. We will not stand for it. We will protect our Jewish citizens. We will fight for them. I was on the scene, Lawrence, of that horrific murder involving, of course, the young couple leaving the Jewish Museum.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
After that, of course, look what happened in Boulder, Colorado. It's escalating. These words encourage escalation, putting things on your menu that are so horrific, anti-Semitism, our Jewish.
I don't give a fuck if they want to have that drink on the menu. Like, that's not my problem. I don't care. It's just, it's in bad taste maybe, and maybe it tastes bad, but I don't really care about that. But what I do care about is, like, you can't go and deny, like, who cares? Yeah, who gives a fuck about this? Just don't go there.
Again, I'll keep bringing this up because I don't like the crazy making and the normalizing, right? Asmongold, who is critical of everybody in the news lying, who is critical of, you know, all the propaganda and everything, is watching a news station, right, that settled the largest defamation lawsuit of all time, that was involved in the big lie about the 2020 election. But who cares, I guess? This is insane. It's wild to me.
Well, the problem is, like, if you deny service to people based off of their identity, I mean, like, again, there's like laws against that. Like, I'm shocked that they're even doing this at all.
Population. We're not going to stand for it. And we're going to come after you. We're going to sue you. What we've done.
I just noticed that this is Fox News. I didn't even see it.
Madam Attorney General, I only got about 30 seconds left. I got to ask you, in that case regarding California, I know it's going to be Judge Breyer's son is adjudicating that.
Have you seen the Trump card site? Yeah, it's fucking gross. I watched that. I looked at that yesterday. I don't think I brought it up on stream. Is it trumpcard.gov? He's such a narcissist. I don't know if we've ever had a president that has smeared their disgusting orange orangutan face on fucking everything as much as this guy had or has. It's so crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if he would try to build like a monument in DC to himself or something, if there's some way to do that. Jesus.
Do that.
Do you think that when people like Asmongold will stay this far right once Trump is gone? Or do you think they will try and fall back towards the center? I've said this before. I feel like they're going to, there's going to be a bunch of head scratching, and then people are just going to pretend that they were never this hardcore in favor of Trump.
I know that there's been a lot of lawfare going on. Are you concerned about that? Or do you respect?
If you were a Jew, would care? No, it's not that I don't care. I think it's disgusting.
Now that Trump has made this card, after that he has his phone. It reminds me of a movie that came in 2004, I think, with Terry Crews. I don't know.
And embarrassing, but at the same time, like, I don't think the government should get involved. Like, I care, and I think it's gross. Like, you're like venerating a fucking terrorist. It's not that I think it's good. It's that I don't think the government should get involved, right? I mean, like, what the we're going to deal with it, basically, yeah.
Areas of the case are going to be adjudicated fairly.
Oh, well, we respect it. We have arguments on Thursday morning, of course. This is actually, you're talking about the Gavin Newsom lawsuit against us. I think it's our 270th lawsuit. Who's counting?
If there's a really good argument for AI, it's going to be so much easier holding people accountable to their record after they all start shifting. I mean, maybe, but look how many people ask Grok questions and they ignore when they don't get the thing that they want, you know?
Against the federal government since Donald Trump has been in office. But sure, we're prepared to defend it because we are prepared to protect our law enforcement officers out there, and we are entitled to do that under the law. And that's another reason, Lawrence, why one big beautiful bill needs to get passed, because we have
that's not going to happen.
Overtime.
And like, just think about how they speak about everything like retards. Like, doesn't it make you feel retarded? One big beautiful bill.
Law enforcement
That's probably not going to happen. I don't think so.
To protect
Canadian here.
We need fun.
How are illegal immigrants?
The same thing, it happens when Democrats are in power. So you can't blame each other for the same things.
Voting in U.S. elections. For an illegal immigrant to vote and especially for the U.S. federal elections, usually what happens is you have to consume anywhere from 6 to 12 hours of Fox News a day, and then you just go to sleep, and then you have horrible nightmares about it happening, and that's where it happens. And the nightmares of conservative Fox News listeners.
Funding for law enforcement, and that's why it's so important also from a law.
Yeah, true, Ripig. Yeah, true. I mean, how much more do you want to go on the hypocrisy? I mean, how much more can we say? Yeah. What did Republicans complain about all the time? No pork, no big bills. These huge pieces of legislation, these huge bills, if you like something, you need to pass it on its own. We need to stop doing this. And now it's one big, beautiful bill with literally every possible thing we could ever want. It's like, okay.
enforcement perspective.
It's a big issue. LA is dealing with a shortage of cops, so I'm sure they could use the money.
I wonder why they're dealing with a shortage. Maybe it's because they have to take fireworks and get hit and they can't do anything about it.
Yes.
Madam Attorney.
What are the odds of that passing? I believe it's almost 100% now, right? Because it got to the House and the Republicans just have to vote down party lines in the Senate. I don't know if there is, I don't know if people in the Senate are planning on, I was going to say downvoting it, on not voting for it. I guess it would be like Rand Paul and people, right? I don't know.
Gentlemen, we thank you so much for always being transparent with us.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Okay.
I'm Steve Doocy. I'm Brian Kilby.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Nice setup. I wonder what happened before. Criticize a whole race while protecting another. Totally original. No, it's insane that this stuff is even happening. But like, I'm glad that like now it's pretty much getting wrapped up. But like, it seems like it just keeps going on and on and on. It's insane. Yeah, free speech stops when you try to discriminate in your business. We have laws against that kind of stuff. Well, the difference is that so this is it. Actually, if it is October 7th, you'll be outraged about the item on the menu. No, like I can be outraged as much as I want. Like you're missing my point. Is that it's not about whether I'm outraged or not, or whether I think it's a good idea or not. It's about whether I think that the government should get involved with it. Like, I understand that it's bad and I think it's stupid, but like, does the government need to get involved with something just because I think it's stupid? I mean,
you mean like federalizing the California National Guard and deploying troops to LA? Like that kind of thing? Or are we just talking culture wars issues because we're too retarded to engage on larger legal stuff?
I think that's a bit much, right? And so that's the point that I'm really trying. The menu item, who cares? Yeah, like it's just some bullshit. Like, you know how many bad jokes and like, you know, nasty people like to say and do? Yeah, I mean, that's it. So it's not about that, but it's about the other stuff.
It's all about the other stuff. But this is not just the point. Where it begins to be okay to say things and stop things from happening as a government, and when do you start? And about the point in there, I do agree in some points with Destiny, and I also agree with in some points with Asmongold. And there are things that they will disagree forever. But the main point is that at least Trump, even with the 9 million cuts, it's something that he tried to do. It's not something that it will happen in one day. It takes time to find what you can cut and what you leave it on. I don't think it will be easy, especially from now on for Trump. It will be even harder for him and his government, of course, because the wars keep going. Iran is in play now. Even I watched a video of the supreme leader of Iran that says America must not come here because they will regret it and something like that. And we know that if US wants to get involved, they will walk into Iran like nothing. I hope this will not happen, but I don't know what will happen in 1 week from now. Everything can change. But I believe that US doesn't want a war in its plate right now. They prioritize other things. Be better.